Thank you, Lockie, for that wonderful introduction. It's almost like I wrote it myself. I think I should have some slides on the screen. Thank you, great. I'd like to acknowledge that we're all on the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung lands, the people of the Kulin Nation, and just pay my respects quickly to their elders, past, present, and emerging, and anyone who might be First Nations here today. My company, Oozing Future, uses experimental circus to create performances that speak to general audiences about our common humanity. Stylistically, we emphasize visual poetry and emotional narrative because, to me, circus is the closest that you can get to dreaming while you are awake. It is a type of physical surrealism that puts the seemingly impossible right in front of you. So the photos throughout this presentation are from our 2024 show Apocrypha, and in this photo, a male presenting person is suspended upside down above a shiny floor that reflects his image. While we were planning the marketing of Apocrypha, the dramaturg and circus programmer Mark Pritchard proposed the idea of alt-circus as a descriptive term to capture what made this work different from other circus shows that audiences are familiar with. I think that this term opens an important pathway for future-focused innovation within the circus arts, particularly because it encourages conceptual diversity and artistic self-awareness, and that's what I'm going to discuss today. Do I have a slide clicker? Is it this one? Oh, look at that, amazing. Here is a table of contents with a picture of a circus artist doing a one-armed handstand on a stack of bluestone boulders that are weeping with milk. Ooh. In this slide, what it is, there is an image of a female presenting performer in a contorted pose, surrounded by a tangle of other bodies that press against her. Earlier this year, Oozing Future hosted a free creative lab for circus artists. 16 people attended across 2 weeks of activities. We used techniques of futures thinking to explore creation methods, alt-circus, and what we want our sector to look like moving forwards. And something that emerged from these conversations was the desire for a new vocabulary to describe experimental circus that explores conceptual terrain. Artists agreed that this style of work was substantially different from the other types of circus that are currently represented on our stages. And some of the forms that this group thought that alt-circus could capture were circus as practice-based research that explores a key question or concept, shows or acts that are process-based and change over time or change during each performance, site-specific circus that uses different environments, and works that experiment with apparatus development. And some of the dramaturgical or creative ideas that they were interested in were failure or imperfection in circus as a contestation of mastery, and also as a queer critique of capitalist success, circus that can hold space for unpacking difficult and complex emotional and political concepts, resisting the over-sexualization of the circus body, which was particularly present in conversations with female presenting performers, and circus that avoids the tropes of spectacle, parody, or athletic elitism. So a general theme of alt-circus, then, is the importance of treating circus as more than entertainment, while still preserving the kinesthetic effect and engaging dramaturgy that makes it accessible to audiences. Some of you may be wondering why the term contemporary circus can't describe this type of practice. And I'm going to rely here on an argument from the wonderful thesis by Dr. Jensen Cole, who's here with us today. And in that thesis, he explains that in Australia, contemporary circus was first used as a term by Circus Oz in 1978, and has since then been associated with a wide variety of companies and their different artistic intentions. Currently, this genre is most associated with the work of Circa, who pioneered a type of stripped-back, ensemble acrobatic language that has been remarkably influential and distinctly recognizable as an Australian brand, including through the world-touring work of companies like Cassis and Gravity and Other Myths. So this historical lineage and current usage of the term contemporary circus, it captures a certain type of circus practice. But Australian artists and audiences need new language to engage with a unique genre that proposes to expand the artistic and political subject matter of the art form. Who it's for? In this slide, there is an image of a dancer who has curly blonde hair and is looking upwards as a cloud of rose petals fall through the air around them. Not only does alt-circus meet a need expressed by artists, It will also help Australian Circus develop its cultural reputation for exploring complex ideas. Valuing the exploration of conceptual possibilities is important for several key reasons. The first is artistic. Alt-circus gives artists permission to experiment. It actively encourages them to test ideas and look for new forms, while growing these approaches out of what is tried and true. This is more important now than ever. As a teacher, I frequently hear students take issue with being told in black and white terms what circus is and what it isn't, through phrases like, "That's not circus." Not only does this attitude prevent the future-focused development of our art form, but it is also clearly historically incorrect. Circus has been many different things across the last 257 years, but the continuing theme has been variety, innovation, and the exploration of the new. Sadly, this attitude towards change can also be found in the broader sector. As an artist, I have lost count of how many times I've heard well-meaning people say, "Well, that's just how we do it," or "We've always done it like this." Valuing experimentation is vital if our art form is going to rise to the challenge of engaging with the 21st century, an age of uncertainty, rapid change, and polycrisis. Holding space for the birth of new concepts requires us to be accepting and approach things with an open mind. A second reason is for creating new audiences for circus. Industry research shows that the 20 to 35 age demographic is the missing link in the audience for live performance. My observation through Ootsing Future is that young people want to be challenged, shocked, and given experiences that they haven't seen before and can't get from the internet. As a marketing concept, alt-circus uses the visual punch and emotional potential of circus to grab the eyeballs of a Netflix generation and drag them back into the theatre. To stay relevant, we need to disrupt cliché expectations of circus and proclaim that this art form is not just for children or family audiences or drunk adults looking for a sexy night out. Australian circus of all types is a unique physical language that has the power to engage and deeply move adult audiences with culturally meaningful experiences that are weird, funny, surprising, beautiful, and yes, sometimes unpleasant, but that will definitely make you feel something. The third reason that I've got here is to help the sector develop its reputation for critical rigor. By actively seeking cross-art form collaboration and investing in experimentation, alt-circus can hold space for critical conversations that will enhance the art form. This will also put circus into conversation with other art forms like theatre and dance that enjoy increased levels of funding, partly because of perceptions about their engagement with critique and conceptual analysis. As touring circus artists, we have incredible knowledge of culture and country, of connection and community, and of the body and its amazing potential. By embracing critical conversations as part of our art form, we can do more to turn this into one of our strengths that helps us advocate for more general art form support. Because, in my final point, alt-circus can make big ideas accessible to wider audiences. I have never felt that I needed help to understand what a circus work was trying to do or say. We have an incredible ability in this art form to blend intention with action in a way that creates that almost mythical edge-of-the-seat effect. So what I am proposing with alt-circus is that we join this kinesthetic method of engagement to the pursuit of deeper ideas. In my view, art's social function is to build empathy by stimulating audiences towards an increased awareness of their own emotions that arise in response to a compelling performance. By shifting the focus of alt-circus away from spectacle, parody, or elite mastery, alt-circus artists can thus encourage reflection, compassion, and dialogue as social values. How it's made. There are two images in this slide. In one, a male presenting performer is suspended upside down while arching their back away from the floor. Behind them, another performer is making a contorted shape against the red backdrop. In the second image, a male presenting performer is wearing a heavy jacket with many nails protruding from it and looking at his hands with a conflicted expression. I've deliberately left this slide blank of text because what is important is that we make this new genre of circus together. There are already many excellent works out there that do not fit within our existing concepts of circus that alt-circus can provide a home for. Some examples are the work of Bridie Hooper, the work of Skye Gelman, people like Winter Cyan, and some of my own work. But what is really exciting is the space that alt-circus will open to accept a variety of approaches and outcomes. Ultimately, circus is a tent with many doors. It doesn't matter which one you come in through, because eventually we are all sharing the tent together, and all of those approaches are valid. I also liked this image on the left because the person's expression definitely captures how it feels sometimes to make a new experimental work in Australia. What the fuck? That is what we can change by supporting the difficulties of how with a strong concept of why. Now this slide has a picture of a female presenting tightwire artist balancing on a horizontal length of thick metal chain. Her knees are folded so that one of them drops beneath the chain. While there has been some amazing scholarship done in recent years, there is still a significant lack of writing about the artistic features of Australian circus practice of the 21st century. Dr. Christy Seymour's 2018 thesis is one of the notable exceptions, and I encourage everybody to go and read that if they have the capacity to do so. But what this gap in the body of knowledge about 21st century circus means in practicality is that in many ways we are in danger of operating under the assumptions of a model of the sector that is becoming outdated. As Laversburt and LaRue have discussed in their volume Contemporary Circus, if artists are to thrive in this precarious and often underfunded arts ecosystem, circus performers need avenues to become, and I'm quoting here, artists capable of working to their full creative potential. So we need new language and communities of practice that continue to grow and diversify the sector by drawing on a wider network of ideas and actively inviting critical conversations about our work. So that is why I believe developing alt-circus is so important. It can embrace and promote the multiplicity of approaches that 21st century artists are already taking, making it a feature of the diversity and variety that has always been inherent in circus practice. Letting artists lead the way through alt-circus will therefore inevitably benefit the entire art form. On my last slide, there is a QR code where you can read the research paper that this talk was based on and access my bibliography. I'm sure you'll find some of your own work represented in that. There is also my contact details if you'd like to get in touch or send me references that you think I should know about. And finally, if you would like to see these ideas in action, I actually have a show opening tomorrow night. It's called Strange Chaos. You can come and get a flyer from me. It's a site-specific work of punk clown in the headlights of a car in a secret venue somewhere in Northcote. And later this month, very excitingly, on October the 31st, Oozing Future is hosting our first collaborative alt-circus event, which is going to take place in a secret storm drain location. It will be part bike convoy, part outdoor experimental circus stage, part DIY rave. So sign up to the Oozing Future Instagram to find out more, or let me know if you'd like to be involved and bring a new performance idea to test out. Thank you very much.